Hello, long time no see. Welcome back to Breakfast with Ignite. We've had a 2-week absence, as you guys might know.
He was on vacation.
No, thank you. I actually wasn't. As I've mentioned to you guys in the Telegram chat, we just felt the last couple of weeks, because most of our development work's been behind the scenes, that there wasn't actually much that we could tell you that would make sense to you guys because you weren't seeing the progress we're making on the platform. We will. I'll ask Florian to drop in a few screenshots as we're talking this morning, show you what some of that behind the scenes stuff is, because it's actually very, very cool. It's essentially our admin panel for the whole of the Ignite Ratings platform, which allows us to moderate you guys, our users. It allows us to more easily recognize collusion and abuse on the system, recognize bots. There's going to be lots of automated features to help with that kind of stuff. And importantly, it will allow us to start manually adding assets, which is the next step, as you guys know, towards being able to curate your own assets, recommend your own assets, insert your own assets into the platform, etc. And more importantly, for us to have projects joining us on the platform looking after their own.
But you mean we're not just making a forum?
No, we're not just doing
Really?
a Google form or
I
a
thought
forum
that's what we were working on.
or no. It's actual software that actually requires quite a lot of thought.
Yeah.
It requires our product manager to interpret our ramblings and our ideas into an actual viable product.
Okay.
It requires Florian to design a lovely UX for it. It requires one of our developers to turn that UX into real wireframes. It requires another developer to then build on top of that. It's a long chain involving 5 or 6 different individuals. It's not a Google form.
Really?
Surprisingly,
I thought we were just doing something simple like that. And
no, it's not.
No, really?
So sorry, guys. I know there's been some talk this week about there's when update, when platform. It's all coming. This stuff takes time. I've been involved with businesses that have built software before.
We're doing it pretty quick, actually.
And I've never been in an environment where actually with so few people working on it, something so tangible is being built so quickly. So I'm getting super excited by it. And on that note, today we have a platform update for you. I was going to say a cool one. I don't want to over egg the pudding though. It's not. There's not loads of features in it, but it's one that I've really been waiting for. So the main feature of today's update is the multi-level comment. So guys, you can now have a conversation with each other on the Ignite Ratings platform, on the beta platform, which is super cool. So somebody reviews your rating and gets the wrong end of the stick. You want to come back at them. You want to have your say. You can now do that. Similarly, everyone else can join in. You can have a conversation. It's great. It's a really important part of making the Ignite platform social. We want this to replace Telegram as the source of go-to information.
This is an important thing to bring up,
Yeah.
because on Telegram, you don't know who's talking to you. It could be a guy who made a fake account just to promote his own project or something like that. On Ignite, it's a real verified user who actually has a stake in Ignite tokens. He's on there for the same reasons you are, to give reviews, to be serious, and to try to make the most out of the platform and the most income potential he can as well.
Absolutely.
So everyone has the same reason for being there, and no one is there to do anything kind of like fishy or not so transparent. You never know who you're talking to on Telegram, and that's a big problem with it. I get hit up like 20 times a day with fake comments and fake marketing offers and
absolutely.
all these things. So it's we hope it's going to be quite interesting development.
So that will be going live today. I believe, hopefully, fingers crossed. If not, it'll be tomorrow. There should also be an ancillary rollout shortly thereafter, which will enable sorting and filtering logic on the ICOs, on the assets we've currently got loaded into the platform, which is great because at the minute we've always said, admittedly, hands in the air, it's a bit of a mess. It was dummy data that we wanted to work with, and people were struggling to find what they were looking for. So now you can actually sort it by popularity. You can see who's rating what. You can sort it by ICO start date, ICO end date. Whatever. I think I'm making promises here, and I've not actually had the test version of that yet, so I'm not quite sure what the actual logic is and what's coming in and what's coming in now, what's coming in later. But there is that feature as well, and there was so many bug fixes as well. Again, more behind the scenes stuff that I could sit here and bore you guys with about the size of viewports and blah blah blah. But it won't mean anything to you. Important thing is you now have some user-facing features being updated, or actually not being updated, making their way into the platform for the first time. That features that you guys are asking for that we really wanted, and they're coming out. And the real exciting thing is, having spoken to our developers this morning, this is the start of actually more of a user-facing feature sprint, in that next week, or possibly the very start of the following week, you guys will have the ability to add multiple wallets to your account. So I know that some of you have your Ignite spread across multiple wallets, or want to do that for various reasons. or want to move your Ignite to another wallet, you'll now have the ability to add in new wallets, verify those wallets, delete the old wallets. That will be very cool. That's coming in about a week. And then hopefully at the end of that week, so we're talking no longer than 2 weeks from now, the much anticipated ratings engine in its first form will be up and running. And we will have the ability to actually start generating ratings for assets should a critical mass be reached on those assets. I'll explain more about that in a later video, I think. I think that's a video.
That's a video on itself.
That's a video on its own to explain how, because we've had this question as well quite a lot in Telegram about how reputation works, how reputation is calculated, what reputation means, what reputation does within the platform. I think I'm planning on doing a separate video on that with Florin next week, and we'll talk you through that, because I think it's important to understand how your interactions with the platform affect your experience of the platform. So there we go. We have some platform updates available to our current closed beta testers. So guys, please get back onto the platform. If you've taken a little sabbatical for the last couple of weeks, get back onto the platform, start using it, start talking amongst yourselves, have conversations on the assets. If you're not a beta tester yet and would like to join, there's a Google form link below. You can just sign up there. The Google form does mention a minimum Ignite threshold. As I've said the last couple of weeks, please ignore that, because I have actually been sneakily adding beta testers who fall below that threshold as and when I'm feeling friendly. So I will continue to do that. So if you're interested in Ignite at all, if you have any wish to see the Ignite project succeed, which I'm sure you will do, then that's what you can do to help. You can become a beta tester, okay? And then hopefully in the next couple of weeks, that will be, obviously once the ratings engine is live, we'll be in a position to go to public beta, which is when things get interesting, exactly, yeah.
But I think, a very interesting thing to realize now is how far ahead we are. Because there's some talk like, oh, when this, when that, and so on and so forth. We are moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour with this platform. The reputation engine is really a complicated piece of software that it's never been done before. I actually don't think that anyone realizes this, that there has never been a peer-reviewed rating software where each individual that's rating another individual has their own reputation and can affect each other's reputations by performance. This has never been done. As far as I know, this has never been done. And it is going live in more or less a week and a half. The first version. The test kind of first version of that software. It's a very complicated algorithm. It's taken us a long time to get to this point. Actually, not a long time, but it's taken us the majority.
A lot of fine tuning. The first version of it that you, our users, will see, isn't the first version of the algorithm. No. It's like version. I can't even think how many times we've gone through it. We've tweaked it, we've remodeled it, we've tested it, we've said that doesn't look right, or we said this looks more right, so we need to head in this direction. It's quite proprietary. So when we do this little video that I spoke about just now with Florin, we do go into the details of how these things work. It'll be a high-level overview. We can't actually dig down into the mathematics of it, because obviously that opens us up to potential abuse. If people know how things work, they can try and manipulate the system, and you want to keep that to a minimum. But it is super cool. Yeah, it's taking. There are review platforms out there. There are sort of reputation-based platforms like the TripAdvisors of this world, but no one. You're right. No one that I know of. Nothing that I use takes it to this level, whereby each other's. Your reputation is affected by each other, and your reputation determines your weight in how you are interacting with the platform, with each other,
of the platform. Really relies on this. So it is a key feature which we're really proud to have that done, because it's really it's pretty kind of like a disruptive technology that we built there. Not just for Ignite, but even for other industries it could be used for. So we're very curious to see how it works in real life in creating more value than you would otherwise on your own when picking ICOs and picking crypto trades. So that's what the end goal is here. So we're looking forward to it, and we hope you are as well. Should we talk about what's going on in the world of crypto?
Over to you.
Over to me.
Over to you.
Yep. Okay. So what's going on in the world of crypto? Well, like for the last few weeks, the market's been not the greatest, and if you've heard our videos over the past few that we did, it was kind of more or less me talking to Damon about how the markets were depressed and what's going on, and that what really comes down to is the sell in May and go away. That saying actually is a true saying for a reason. In the stock markets, we always said just sell in May and go away, because the markets tend to kind of fall with the summer blues and so on and so forth. But it's encouraging this week to start to see that maybe we're getting out of those kind of summer blues, and that maybe that little theory of sell may go away might not prove true for crypto in August. Why do I say that? Well, we've seen a lot of good positive news, right? So we have Goldman Sachs having quite a cool new CEO. He's
quite bullish on crypto,
yeah, he's very bullish on crypto. He's also seems to be a little bit more of a trendy guy, up with the times a bit more.
superstar DJ.
Yeah, he's what is his name?
I can't remember.
Something Diesel. Yeah, so we got Diesel in the house now. Hopefully he's going to make some changes to Goldman and get them a little bit more into the crypto scene. We got BlackRock, which was a massive investment manager.
That's big, yeah.
So they're exploring crypto. I don't think that they're diving into it yet, but they're exploring it, which is positive. We have crypto Bitcoin related ETFs coming up. A few people have made applications, and we should have an SEC decision on whether or not one of them will happen relatively soon. If it does happen, that will be very, very key to Bitcoin growing in value very quickly.
Yeah.
Because they'll buy up all the supply and hold it in the ETF, which is an exceptional development for crypto. Aside from that, the technicals this week are looking like really, really good. We're past in between kind of like two resistance levels, and Florin's going to go and drop in a screen now for my computer, and what you're going to see is then on Ethereum and then also on Bitcoin that everything is oversold, but slowly creeping up into like the overbought territory, but moving very slowly while gaining momentum. What that means is that we have some room now to potentially, if we get some volume in here, we could bump past the next resistance level on Ethereum, get well above 500, and then we're on track for next week to have like another possible breakout. With all the good news that we've seen, so long as nothing negative comes along or another CoinRail hack or something like that, hopefully, not investment advice, but hopefully we start to get to the position where we're getting regular slow growth, which is always good because slow growth means lasting growth. Fast growth in crypto means fast dumps as well.
Yeah.
So I love it when crypto grows slowly because that's what we actually saw from pretty much October to December was kind of slow, steady growth.
It's relative, but in any other market that would have been
that would have been phenomenal.
Growth,
but in crypto, it was slow and steady. It wasn't just like it took its time to get there. So hopefully what we see is kind of a repeat of that pattern with more institutional interest, actual institutions getting into crypto, making trades in crypto, buying up some of the supply. Hopefully what that results in is a lasting and a more sustainable market going forward into the September, October time. So I'm bullish, but of course that's today. That could change tomorrow. Who knows? Coinbase could get hacked and then we're all in trouble, aren't we? So in crypto, anything can happen. You have to have your finger on the trigger, ready to sell, ready to buy. Make sure you're always ready to do that. And again, not trading advice, just my observations in the market.
Cool. Well, there you go, guys. I think a 2-week break gave you a lot of information there. Get on the platform. If you're a beta tester, get on the platform, try out these new updates, start having conversations with each other because that is going to be key. And that's how I'm going to leave that. Any parting words?
No, I think that's it.
Have a great weekend, guys.
See you later.
Cheers.